It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
From WREG in Memphis, this is News Channel 3 at 10.
Breaking news is first tonight. Another victim, another shooting, just the latest in a troubling trend here in Memphis. Thanks for joining us. I'm Luke Jones. A 33-year-old Memphis man was shot and killed in Whitehaven this afternoon. WREG's April Thompson has been on scene all evening, where police have more questions than answers.
Police cars and crime scene tapes surround the apartments at Whitehaven View in South Memphis. When police arrived here, it was already too late. They found a man lying dead in the courtyard. Family quickly gathered, identifying the man shot as 33-year-old Sam Jonathan Rolak, his father in grief.
He was a nice guy, you know. He would give you the shirt off his back, man. He was real nice, sweet guy.
Family tell us Rolak did not live here, but had friends who did. Police spent the evening combing the crime scene for clues. Police say the most difficult part right now is getting witnesses to come forward, somebody who saw something and is willing to come forward and tell it. The white Chevy Impala Rolak was believed to have been driving was still running when police arrived. It was eventually towed from the scene. Shocked family and friends stood by watching and waiting, wondering when the killing is going to stop.
It's just a sad situation, man. He's got to stop this killing, man. You know, it's just out of hand.
Still no word on what led to this latest homicide and who is behind it. But for another grieving family, tragedy has become all too real.
I never thought my son would be the next victim, you know, for this year, you know, but it's just the way it is, you know. In
Whitehaven, April Thompson, WREG News Channel 3.
Now, if you know anything about this shooting, call Crime Stoppers. That number's 528-CASH.
Going to be an interesting week to see where this storm system on the west coast winds up, and as it heads across the country, it may be affecting our weather as we get into the next several days. This was actually a leftover typhoon from the last couple of days and intensifying as it slams into the west coast of the United States. Here in the Mid-South, precious little, if anything, going on right now. Very dry across the area and expected to continue that into the overnight hours. Cooling off nicely. Temperatures at 10 o'clock back into the lower to mid 60s. A few mid to upper 60s out there. Osceola are in West Memphis, Arkansas, and winds are fairly light. Patchy fog overnight, but mainly clear skies going to be expected in the next few hours, and then looking for numbers to be dropping little by little into the upper 60s for the metro area. Could be some lower 60s outside of that for the outside of Shelby County area for later on tonight. Coming up, a warmer Sunday. Of course, it's mid-October, so naturally we'll be going back toward the upper 80s to lower 90s almost. Any cooler weather out there before we hit the end of the year? We'll take a look at the calendar and see if we'll get any luck out there coming up on News Channel 3 at 10. Luke?
Thanks, Austin. A crime alert in Hickory Hill after a man was shot this afternoon. Police say the victim was shot in the area of Winchester and Emerald Street around 1:30. He was taken to the hospital. No word on his condition. We're working to find out if police have any information on a suspect. 2 people are dead after a fire at a home in DeSoto County. It happened early this morning in Eudora. That's near Hernando. The sheriff's office tells News Channel 3 it happened on Wren Road. Investigators are trying to figure out what started the fire. The 2 victims have not yet been identified. A breaking news update on a crash that shut down a freeway for several hours overnight. 2 people are dead and another in extremely critical condition after the crash on I-55 near Shelby Drive. Police tell us around 3 this morning, 3 women were in a stalled car in the middle lane of 55 North. According to police, there were no lights on the car, making it difficult to see. A semi-truck slammed into the car from behind, causing a woman in the back seat of the car to be thrown from the vehicle. She was rushed to the hospital. Police tell us the other 2 women in the car were already dead by the time help arrived. Their names have not yet been released. Meanwhile, we can tell you the driver of the semi-truck was not injured. The northbound lanes of 55 were shut down, but have since reopened. Some good news tonight. A mother from Horn Lake has been found. Carmetta Jones was located Friday night near her mother's house. WREG reported Jones's family became worried when their loved one seemingly disappeared Wednesday. Horn Lake police tell us Jones decided to get away for a few days. Well, it's your voice, your vote, and today Donald Trump said he and Hillary Clinton should have to take a drug test before the next debate. At a rally in New Hampshire, Trump suggested Clinton may have been under the influence of drugs at the last debate. Trump mocked Clinton for preparing for the next debate while insinuating she may have been drugged at the last one.
We should take a drug test prior, because I don't know what's going on with her.
Trump also compared himself and Clinton to professional athletes who regularly get tested for drugs. The GOP nominee has continuously raised questions throughout his campaign about whether or not Hillary Clinton has the strength and the stamina to serve as president. Meanwhile, the latest rounds of WikiLeaks leaked emails include what appear to be transcripts of paid speeches Clinton gave to investment bank Goldman Sachs. In one, she said the people who know the most about regulating Wall Street are Wall Street bankers themselves. Today, hundreds of volunteers gathered to help those who are less fortunate here in the Mid-South, as well as people halfway around the world. Catholic Charities of West Tennessee estimates 700 people piled into St. Louis Catholic Church in East Memphis to pack over 100,000 meals for the hungry.
We do it because there's a lot of hungry people in this world. There's a lot of hungry people here in Memphis and throughout West Tennessee, and there are hungry people in Africa. And this is just a tremendous way for the people of St. Louis Parish to touch the other side of the world and the other side of the street.
Now, this was the first of many events Catholic Charities of West Tennessee is putting on to welcome the new Bishop Martin Hawley to the Memphis Diocese during his first 100 days of service.
I'm so looking forward to that moment when I'll be able to come here in the diocese to be a part of this great work that's being done here.
Bishop Hawley will be installed as the 5th bishop of the Diocese of Memphis next Wednesday. Well, shocking body cam video released of an officer being attacked. Why authorities say she didn't fight back.
That's thousands of Mid-Southerners. In fact, it's more common than you might think.
Monday on Daybreak, we'll show you how one Memphis hospital is making changes to improve treatment for people suffering from the disease.
Join us for that story, plus breaking news, weather, and traffic.
It's all Monday on Daybreak.
A man is charged with beating a female police officer. Now the Chicago Police Department is making the video public. We want to warn you, the video you're about to see is graphic. The officer and her partner responded after a car crashed into a liquor store October 5th. Police say Parda Huff started walking off and ignored officers' commands to stop. The officers tried to handcuff Huff, but he slammed the female officer to the ground and pulled her hair. The brawl lasted several minutes, and during that time, Chicago police say Huff pulled chunks of hair from the officer's head, repeatedly slamming her head into the pavement until she was unconscious, all while another officer tasered the man several times, but with little effect. Police say the man was high on PCP. The police superintendent says the officer didn't use her gun to defend herself because she feared public backlash.
As I was at the hospital last night visiting with her, she looked at me and said she thought she was going to die. And she knew that she should shoot this guy. But she chose not to because she didn't want her family or the department to have to go through the scrutiny the next day on national news.
Chicago police say Huff is a gang member and was high on PCP at the time of that fight with officers just minutes after he crashed a car. He's charged with attempted murder of a police officer. Happening now, a gala at the Gallery, an event benefiting programs that educate, engage, and entertain older people in the Mid-South. Tonight's event was emceed by News Channel 3 Daybreak anchor